So massive sale last week on CCP out of the blue at the end of the quarter, and they basically cut the amount of Plex needed to Omega your account by 40%, and that was unprecedented. What that led to last week was, or was about 10 days ago now, was that the Plex price exploded, of course, because what everyone wanted to do at once was to buy up Plex to Plex their account, to turn their account Omega for as many months as they would. Because last week the sale was, even for 1 month, it was 300 Plex as opposed to 500 Plex. So this is that was definitely what seemed like desperation towards the end of the quarter. It seemed like trying to activate the revenue that was on their balance sheet, but they couldn't activate because it was unused Plex. So I think it probably worked, but it's a very, very, very much a short-term play. So it's a very it's saving the quarter, saving maybe the next quarter, because Omega time also gets realized on the revenue side as it happens, not when you buy it, but as the Omega time happens, it gets used up, it turns into revenue. So it will make the next quarter or two look good, right? Or look better than it would have. And I am convinced that the reason CCP did that was because their numbers were going to be absolutely terrible. I think so many players unsubbed, if not all accounts, they unsubbed alt accounts because of the price increase from $15 to $20 that happened in May. So definitely an issue. And last week we then speculated. Was it 2 weeks ago already? It might have been 2 weeks ago, but we speculated that, I originally said that, in my point of view, the right move would have been to just walk back the subscription price. It was clearly a mistake. It was a risk they took, and it was clearly a mistake. It should have never happened. But I think they didn't want to admit a mistake, as they unfortunately have a history of doing, if I'm honest. And so what they did now is they followed up the last Plexageddon sale with a more structured and maybe more thought through sale, but also again a massive sale. And two of these massive sales, this one actually consisting of 2 parts, I'll get into it in a second here, is also unprecedented, and it's I have no doubt in my mind left that this is an absolute Hail Mary to save the game. This is an absolute desperation move now. And I'm not even saying that at this point, I get it. I think this situation, the current situation, calls for a desperation move. I would have done the whole thing differently to begin with. As I said, I would have just walked back the price. But now, here we are. So what happened now is that, let me just go in here. So what we see today is 2 things, right? Please go away. So there's 2 things that we're seeing today, and that is, oh, hold on, let me catch up with chat real quick. Admitting that was a mistake and adjusting prices back would have been more impactful and appreciated. I think so too. That's what I said last week. I think it would have rebuilt some trust. Would have been fantastic. It's people like it when people admit mistakes, and this clearly was a mistake. You want to know what happens if you make a mistake? Yes, you have to correct that. You know what happens if you are not brave enough to correct the mistake? Yes, you will drive the wrong way longer. Yeah, sure. Company never admits mistakes, so it has happened. It has happened. 2.5 minutes on the raffle left, guys. If you want to win a Scope Syndication Skin / raffle. So 2 parts. Part 1 is the one they announced later, which is very interesting, and which is that the packs. So a lot of the starter packs, the starter pack, the platinum starter pack, the bronze starter pack, and the silver pack, they are on a massive sale. So between 30 and 50% off. So this is what they used to do all the time, but they haven't done this in years, right? So for example, this pack is 3-month Omega, 90 days Omega, 1,500 Plex, and a 650,000 skill points. That's a large skill injector and a half for $70 instead of $100. And the silver pack is even more extreme. It's a month of Omega, 250,000 skill points for $12. When the normal way Omega for 1 month would be $20, right? So this is massive. This is a massive sale. Yeah, this is what they used to do all the time. Haven't done this in a long time. So this alone is very significant, and this is something where they have clearly said we need players on now. We need players in Omega. We need players online. And that is the reason you do such a massive sale if you haven't done it in such a long time. All right, that's part 1. Voggy says there has been a 50% sale before, and these packs maybe 3 years back. Yeah, they used to do that all the time a few years back. So that's one thing, right? But then we also have this thing right here, and this is the this is in-game, the in-game NES, the New Eden store, and this is even crazier, this part, because what they have done is this time they've done the same thing that they did with Plexageddon 2 weeks ago, but this time they didn't do it on the 1-month Omega for 300, which was honestly, that was the biggest giveaway that this was a Hail Mary move and absolute last minute decision, because what they did last month was it was completely unstructured. The 1 month was 300, and then the more month packages weren't even cheaper. So what you had to do was you had to just manually do the 1 month again and again and again. And so no, I don't think any marketing team that thought about this for more than 10 minutes would have made that mistake. And so this must have been like oh shit, we have to do something, quarter pressure, investor pressure, Pelibus pressure. We have to do something. So this is now unchanged, the 1 month. However, if you look at the 12-month and the 24-month and the 3-month, which is basically this hurts my brain, okay? So this is alphabetically sorted instead of by duration. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is 1 month, 12-month, 24-month, and then it goes to 3-month. It's not 36-month, it's 3-month, because they did it alphabetically and then it goes to 5 and 6, but okay. Triggering my my inner accountant here. This right here is a massive sale. Okay, the 40% they took off the 1 month last time, they have put on now on the 12-month sale, Omega sale. And so the difference between this and the packs is that this you can pay by Plex, right? So this is a Plex sale. It costs you less Plex to subscribe, and that also means that skill farming, for example, I saw a bunch of questions of around skill farming right now. Skill farming means that skill farming is a lot cheaper in this scenario, right? This, for people buying this 12-month package now, they basically have a 300 Plex per month running cost for Omega for the entire year, and even more if they do for 2 years, right? And I mean, respect for anyone doing the 2 years right now in this environment. You're the most loyal of the loyal, but that is exactly what what Pearl Abyss always tells their investors, that you know, you can do a lot of things in EVE because the player base is just so loyal, and that is the backdrop of all of these changes, right? Let's test how loyal everyone is, and I think what this summer has shown is that yes, the player base is loyal, but they're not loyal enough to carry a 33% subscription price increase without any new content, right? And that's where I think the big miscalculation was on behalf of CCP, and that's how we ended up where we are today with these massive sales that are trying to basically save the player count. Let me catch up with chat real quick. By the way, Modus Operandi, congratulations on winning that scope skin. Here's the link to the Discord. You can send me a message on Discord or on Twitch, and I will send you a skin code to redeem. Let me just start a new raffle while I catch up with chat. Here we go. New raffle started! ! Raffle. W running, maybe one little detour. Recently, you mentioned that Plex isn't considered revenue until it is spent in game. I wonder why that is so. Is it itself imposed thing, or is it some financial fiscal rule that imposes that? So I know that for things like online casinos and stuff, this is actually an accounting rule. I don't think CCP necessarily has to, or they wouldn't have to, according to international financial rules. But I'm not an accountant, so I'm unsure. But I don't think they would. I don't think they would voluntarily do so. I think it must be imposed because why would they? They would look a lot better if they were able to immediately recognize that revenue, if you ask me. I mean, the only advantage they're getting out of it is they can basically space out their revenue, and that would give you a more even distribution of revenue over quarters, and therefore also maybe have a positive tax impact. That's what it could be, but. I would guess, if I had to guess, I would guess it's a rule. Joropo, I joined the game right when this happened. I wasn't aware of it. Paid 1 month $20 on the website, and now I'm kind of mad about it. Clearly a badly made thing. What was I supposed buying through Plex was more efficient? Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you, man. It's I think right now the only thing you can do is buy packs or use the NES store, but if you're just entering the game, there's no way to know that. That's bad form. I agree with you. Sorry, my man. Go down columns and left to right makes sense then? No, it doesn't, because you know here below here is a skin and not another pack. You're 24 hours early. Yep, that's true. Do people have problems with recent changes to EVE? I haven't been keeping up. No, people are having problems with no recent changes to EVE. Oh, so the $19.99 subscription price is super new? I was wondering. Yeah, it's brand new in May. In May, they decided that they were going to make this game the most expensive game in the world. The sales aren't all that great, especially when you consider recent increases in Plex price and Omega. Well, Dr. B Forever Streaming. Actually, the sale is great. Last week's sale, the one that took the 1 month from 500 to 300 Plex, it meant that all Plex purchases that were going into Omega up to 7 million or 7.5 million still made sense and were cheaper than before. So it's still a very good sale, and it's also unprecedented. So I you know, and this is 2 unprecedented sales in a row, which is pretty insane. Counting Plex this way allows them to convert them back to real money like they do with charity sales. Charity sales are probably the one rule where that could apply. So maybe you're right. Pre-price increase was running 6 accounts, now only sub 2. I think you're not alone. So what you're saying is a rollback of the price increase by stealth. That's exactly what I'm saying, Boggy. Change the sort order. All right. What can we do? Name ascending, name descending. Price ascending, price descending. They all don't make sense to me. But it's a good point, dude. How does a 10K human PCU compare to a 3K human PCU in the market? It's a much less efficient market. So a market that has 3K PCU in it regularly will act much more erratically because the supply and demand is not evened out along a just a bigger market. So the market becomes less efficient, more fluctuation. You run out of stuff because there's not enough people mining stuff. Prices aren't very accurate. They take forever to go back to an equilibrium because there's no demand. It's just a less efficient market. And earlier somebody asked the question earlier, what does the low PCU number mean for Dodixie in the MAR and other trade hubs? Of the smaller ones, and that's essentially it, right? When there's low PCU, there's even lower PCU or even lower amount of people trading on these small trade hubs, and that means that they are becoming vastly inefficient. So for traders, it means better deals. I mean, you can get better deals because a lot of items are going to be incorrectly priced when the market is slower to react and the market is less efficient. So that means you can get better deals at other trade hubs, especially if you're doing regional trading. So there's going to be a bigger difference in between the prices in the trade hubs. But if you're a shopper, if you're looking for ships, if you're looking for modules for PvP, for example, that lower PCU number is really a problem because the availability of modules is going to be worse. When there's 50,000 people logged on at the same time, there's just going to be more action, more items spread around more places in the galaxy. This is bad for market efficiency. The Platinum deal is fantastic, even if you disregard the Omega time included. All starter packs now discount look very good if you need one Omega time. Yes. I mean, at 40 to 50% off, they have to be good. I mean, they are definitely better than any of the regular bot stuff. There's already not enough low-sec miners even with the current PCU. Yep, we can tell Oz is taking this seriously. No whiskey and Red Bull. Actually, yeah, I'm... everything is off today. Everything is off. I haven't even poured it yet. Cheers. So, what does this mean? Let's go into the pricing here a little bit. So, in terms of Plex, sober October, no. In terms of Plex, what you could have assumed is that last time we had Plexageddon, like the 10 days ago, whenever that Plexageddon sale was the 40% of 1 month, what happens was Plex price immediately shot up to 7-8 million and then came back down to 6 million, and then it settled somewhere around 5 million, right? So this is what happened. This is what happened last week right here, and this was the massive increase. Let me make this a little bigger. This was the massive volume increase. This is the Plexageddon sale right here, and then it crashed back down, and it landed around 4.7, back at 4.7 million, and then it dropped even below that at around 4.4 million. It was last week, and then this time, what you could have expected was, depending on how many people missed out on the sale, you could have expected a not a similar increase, but a slightly less increase, but a significant increase. And that just didn't happen this time. There was a short reaction on it, but then it ended up back at the pre-Plexageddon price of 4.7 million. This is like a, and today this has fluctuated between 4.5 and 5 point something million, but it's erratic for sure, but it's not insane. So there wasn't a sharp increase in Plex this time. And it's pretty obvious why that happened. Because you would think that anyone that was looking to subscribe, especially maybe liquidating Plex or purchasing Plex and subscribing for 300 a month, everyone did that 10 days ago. Everyone did that for a long time 10 days ago if they wanted to, right? And everyone that, like, the people that didn't do it 10 days ago and then randomly decide to do it this week, I think they're just not going to be in the majority. There's going to be a very, very small group of people. So yes, you saw an impact, and that impact is often in investors, speculators, right? That impact doesn't even have to be natural demand. The typical reaction in the trading community would be, oh hey, a similar sale happened 10 days ago and Plex price shot up and I made a killing. I'm going to do the same thing again. And so this time that certainly didn't happen, right? I don't expect this price to rise significantly over the next few days when the sale is going on either. Hold on. Let me catch up with chat real quick. Thank you for the sub, Fabricio. 25 month and a 7-month streak, dude. Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much, Fabricio. Good to see you. Van. I'm gonna call you Van. I think CCP didn't raid you last week because that's why they wanted to raid FW, dude. Show the changes, don't show the problems. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right, of course. At the same time, people trust so much JITA, I feel they don't really check prices. If for some reason the price is distorted, things will be bought, sold. At the same time, people trust so much JITA, I feel like they don't really check prices. Well, JITA is the most efficient market, hands down. It's 80% of trade volume, so I think it doesn't get any more real price than that, if you ask me. Everybody already bought their subscriptions a week ago. Yes, absolutely. So Van's fine. That's good. So yeah, that's Plex. So where do I think it's going to go? I don't think it's going to go really anywhere. I think this is going to then catch all of these stragglers, and if anything, in the end, this is going to have a slightly negative impact on Plex pricing. So negative impact from a trading perspective, positive if you look to buy. So I think the price is going to drop below the 4.5 mark probably here soonish. I think, because I don't see this sale convincing all that many people more than that haven't bought, as I said. The much more interesting thing is large skill injectors. Okay, large skill injectors are much more interesting because yes, this looks like an uphill trend that is continuing, right? That's what it looks like. It's a little bit more complex than that, because last week when we saw this absolute massive increase in Plex prices, it did nothing. It did almost nothing to large scale injectors. If anything, it dropped the price. So if you're looking at the current, let's see here. If you're looking at the current price of skill injectors right here, it's 3.4% below yearly average, right? Yes, Chainsaw, this price tends to lag, absolutely, The LSI price tends to lag because it's as Plex price increases and makes skill farming less profitable, the supply for LSI dies out in the market, and that's when supplies dry up and the price rises. In this case, I am fairly nervous about the LSI price. I'm fairly nervous about the large skill injector price because I have a shitload. I have liquidated some. Because yes, right now, if you look at the profitability of Plex, and let me show you one more thing here. If you look at the profitability of skill farming, then it's utter shit, right? But this is very this is now very distorted, because you have to assume now that the new normal of skill farming, at least like for the next year or two, is going to be 300 Plex per account, not 500 Plex per account, because that's what anyone that is doing it competitively is going to do. So this Plex cost right here is basically 300, right? This is basically 300. What does that do? It turns a profit, right? It immediately turns a profit. So this is a problem for people like me who didn't expect CCP to do the Hail Mary, mother of all sales, twice in 2 weeks, to absolutely make sure that every single person gets to subscribe at old prices without admitting that the new prices are crazy, right? So maybe I should have seen it coming, but forgive me, I did not. And so now I do think that the pressure is going to be pretty immense on large skill injectors. If we look at large skill injectors from a supply perspective, so on Adam for Eve right here, we can look at not only the price of large skill injectors, but also down here the sell volume, so the total sell orders in the game. So if we're looking, there used to be like 5,000 large skill injectors for sale in the Forge, right? Nowadays we're more like in the range of 400, between 500 and 1,000, right? The amount of, so we can actually make this bigger. By the way, one of the most awesome Adam for Eve functions right here, I'll show you. So highlight this, it zooms in, click this button right here, it assimilates the graphs. Ethan, you're the man, dude. Adam for Eve, there's a man who understands data, man. So now we have the same price graph in this same time period, and now we can look at it more differentiated. And so what we see is here Plexageddon, right? So it didn't have a really a big impact. Since then, the price has actually stagnated and actually dropped a bit. And what you can see is that there's an uptick in people selling their large skill injectors. So from yesterday, there was 800 for sale yesterday. Now there's 1,000. 1,000 is pretty much the high that we've been seeing for a few months. So there are still skill injectors out there. There are people like me that are sitting on them that were expecting them to increase in price as the Plex price stayed high or even increased. And now we have to readjust that valuation of large skill injectors, because now not only did they cut the prices by 50, the prices of the packages, the bronze to platinum packages by 50%, which means they're giving out skill points like candy, right? And all of that is direct substitution for a large skill injector. So this is not a good sign. All of these sales are not a good signs for large skill injectors. considering the sale, it's actually profitable again to skill farm. Of course, you have to make a long-term bet on skill farming right now, which is a bold move right now. But people are going to do it, and that means that the amount of produced large skill injectors is going to rise again, which is going to drop the price. By the way, Diplo Gallus, congratulations on winning that scope syndication skin. Make sure you send me a message on Discord, here's the link, or on Twitch, and I will send you a skin code to redeem. I'm going to restart the raffle. Here we go. And then I'll catch up with chat right here. Friday, no hat, my entire universe has been... Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. If you want to know why Friday and why no hat, then you have to just rewind and watch the stream from the beginning. Is the sale permanent? Is this the apology? Yes, this is an apology. This is definitely not going to be... This is not permanent. I don't know what they're going to do with the in-game sale. How long that's going to be. But as far as I know, as far as I can see, there's no end date on this yet. But yeah, it's the apology sale. I was thinking CCP are rational actors. They are sometimes. Is the spreadsheet public? No. There will not be more of the super sales coming until the expansion actually drops. I don't know, but they are making sure that somebody is sticking around to see the expansion. That is what we're doing. What's this tool you're using? It's a tool that I built myself. I explained this tool. If you look at the Pearl Abyss, if you look at the CCP, that's a Freudian slip if there ever was one. The CCP YouTube channel, there's a presentation by me at FanFest, and I explain my tool in there. Skill point candy is bad for kids. It is. CCP needs to provide extracted, injected SP statistics in the monthly data as well. That would be awesome. Would be interesting to see how many LSI are actually held and sold rather than extracted and sold, for example. Yeah, we won't know. Okay. You would have to assume another sale for Christmas, for sure. Explain your tool? All right. Can we have like the skill farming one only? Sheet, I mean. I copied the dashboard and the skill farming numbers, everything that is exclusive to Patreons. So if you want them weekly, you can support me on patreon.com/Oziv. Sorry, but I have to offer something to Patreons, right? There is new person in charge of the CCP marketing since like a month or two, I believe. Well, Björn B joined CCP. That's I saw that. Like that's they seem to be hiring everyone. They're hiring every successful EVE streamer. It feels like. Yeah, new as in 8 years old. Oh, sorry, I missed what new was. Björn B is CCP, not sure what position and why. I think he's community as well, community developer. And yes, he's from Iceland, so that does make sense. I'm not next. I'm a bit concerned about the streamer hiring. It removes free advertisement. That's true. I'm neither moving to Iceland nor am I joining CCP. I think that train left the station when I started doing the real talk around packs and Plex and financial numbers. I think I have done, and I've probably pissed off one or two too many people. By being honestly, by being very just honest and not hiding my opinions. So I don't regret anything. I stand by everything I say, and I only try to also save the game and give players insights into where the game might be going. So yeah. Also, Mr. Tonya, Sutonia and Björnby and Elise, they are all they were all good, active streamers or members of the community. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know why they're all like community. I don't know. Community developers is you know, I don't know what they're working on. Like, I see Swift all the time because Swift is very active in the partner program and everything. But all of the other ones I don't really see anymore. Björn gets to keep streaming. That's good. But he wasn't streaming all that much anymore, was he? Sutonia does Q&A? Yeah, okay. QA, okay. Just in reference to what you were talking about earlier with the sub for Plex price thing, I got the impression those were permanent. Just in reference to what you were talking about, yeah, the sub price, Plex price. You mean these? Do we think these are permanent? It's possible. I mean, it's possible that these are permanent. I think they are until the numbers go back up, aren't they? Thank you. I think the new Omega options in New Eden Store are permanent price changes. Okay. Albion does that. Man, I saw Merkelchen streaming Albion yesterday. That they also are hiring everyone. I don't know. They have a good. Albion has a pretty good partner offer as well. To be fair. I tried. I'm not going Albion. Fuck that. I just can't play that game. They market them as permanent. I doubt they can afford to keep them untouched very long term. Yeah. I mean, this is basically walking back the subscription increase. So, I mean, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Nothing is permanent, by the way. Isn't this Plex new structure better to avoid an excess of skill farms? Now it's not worth skill farming with MPTC. Alright. That's true. JMN. That is true if you... It supports personal skill farming, not large scale skill farming. So I guess you're right on that. That's one good thing that comes out of this. I mean, I guess there's a lot of good things that come out of it if you're a player looking to get a cheap subscription, of course. I'm talking not good in terms of my trading profits from large scale injectors, but of course for the community this is good. Remy Lefergie, thank you very much for that subscription, man. Appreciate it and welcome. And Harry Eve, thank you for 17 month, dude. Hell yeah, Harry. How are you, my man? And thank you very much. I tried Albion myself, ended up sitting on my mule, play the market all day long. Yeah, so I mean that's what I do in Eve. Right? Is it better now to farm with one character only per account instead of 3? Yeah, because the first one's discounted, right? The first one's discounted and then you have to buy the MPTC at full price. And the MPTC is not discounted, right? Now the MPTC is not discounted, so now Now you can only basically 1 character is profitable, 2 and 3 are not. So yeah. A hype train is closed. Thank you guys. They're cheaper on the market, yeah, but they're not profitable in terms of skill. Wasn't there was a monthly economic report, wasn't there? Jeez. Okay. Hold on. We gotta check out the monthly economic report as well.